Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you're watching from, you're all welcome to my YouTube channel. So, my name is Happiness to start with. Today I'll be showing you how to draft a halter neck, pattern. Halter neck, there are two methods. There's this one with the strap that you can tie at the back of your neck, and there's the other one with a band around the neckline. But in today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to draft the one with the band around the neck. But in case you want the other one with the strap, you can notify me in the comment section. So I want to say a very big thank you to all my subscribers. You guys are just the best, you're amazing. Thank you so much. I'm very appreciative of you all. And to those that are yet to subscribe, please do me the honor of subscribing. I'll be so happy if you do. Thank you so much. So I don't want to waste much time. So let's just get into the tutorial. So here I have my front. This is the front and the back of this. I've already traced out already. So in case you're yet to in case you don't have your own pattern, you can go ahead and learn how to draft it. I already have a video there on how to draft this pattern. So okay, if you have your video, let's get started. So here now, the neckline is not a very low neckline like that. So here I'm just going down at the side by 0.5 centimeters. 0.5 centimeters. So I'll just do the same thing to here, 0.5 centimeters, and I'll connect it. So when you're starting, you have to start with a straight line, same with this place. So you can use your hand if you know how to use your hand, or you use your comb ruler. Okay, so I've done the neckline. So the next thing I want to do now is the halter neck and style line. So in case your armhole is low, what you do is, this halter neck is like sleeveless, so you have to raise the armhole a little bit. So let me attach the sheet of paper, so I'll be able to raise it up a little. So from this end here, I'm just going to raise it up by half of an inch. Okay, half of an inch. So I'll just continue this line from the side upward like this. So this is half of an inch here. So this strapless, it's like off shoulder. So when we've been drafting this pattern, we added ease of 5 centimeters. So we are going to take out some of the ease so that we don't have excess at the side. So from here now, I'm taking out half of an inch from the side, and I'll now connect it to knotting on the waistline. Okay, meaning that I'm not taking out anything at the waist, at the side seam. Okay, so I'm not taking out anything at the side seam. So from this raised armhole here, I'm just going the side by a straight line. You do this because you don't want to start curving from the edge, otherwise the armhole will be looking funny. So I can just use my hand and just okay. Before we proceed, what you do next is this: you measure you have to measure your neckline. Okay, by standing the tape like this, you walk your way around the neckline. So I'm having 6.5 here, 6.5. So I'll write it down. Front neckline is 6.5 centimeters. So this 6.5 here, I'll divide it by 3. 6.5 divided by 3. Okay, because from this edge now, you're going down by 1/3, which is 2.16, approximately 2.2. So I'll just measure 2.2. Okay, so 1/3 here, 2/3 here. So from here now, I can just use a straight ruler and just give it a straight line half of the way. Then I'll now use my curved ruler or my my free hand. And if you know how to work your way with your free hand, you can use your hand. So okay, that's the style line here. Okay, so this side now is no longer relevant, so this is the new side line. So what I'll do next is this. I'm just going to tighten this style line here, because if I don't tighten it, it's going to give me like excess fabric around there, which I don't want. So I'll have to like tighten it by 2 centimeters. So what I will do next is this. Or meanwhile, before I do that, I have to transfer this dart to the side, because I want to sew it at the side. And again, I want to clear way for whatever I'm going to do around this place, so that it do not interrupt my design. So I want to transfer this dart to the side. So see what I will do next now. I will decide how low I want the dart to sit. So I'm measuring 8 centimeters from the armhole line. 8 centimeters. So now that I've measured 8 centimeters, I will now connect it to point X. Point X happens to be our bust point. Okay. So I remember this is your new side seam. So whatever you're doing here is this place now. So I'm going to close this dart and I'll transfer it to this place. So let's do it together. So easy. You slash one of the legs like this down to point X. So I've slashed the leg. So I'll now come to the new position where I want my dart to move to, and I will slash it also to point X. Cut it to, but not through. Okay, so I'll now slide it like this and get a tape, and paper tape or any other, or gum, and you close it totally. Okay, you close it totally, because you're not sewing it again at the shoulder. You want to sew it at the side. So as you can see, the style line that I drew has jog. It's no longer straight, so you have to blanch. So you have to redraw it. You have to redraw it. There has to be a continuous flow. So this is the new one that I drew. So the next thing we do now is we're going to tighten this line. If we leave it like this, it's gonna gape. Okay, so you look at this side that is a bit curvy. This is where you do the tightening. So you draw a straight line from there down to the bust point X. Okay, point X, and you take out 1 cm on both sides. 1 cm on both sides. Okay, 1 cm on both sides. That's what you do. So from there now you connect with a straight ruler back to point. You connect with a straight line back to point X. Okay, so this is it now. Now we're going to close this dart and transfer it. You can decide you want to transfer it to the side, or you can transfer it to the waist. Because if you're going to transfer it to the waist, you have to draw it back to here before you transfer, because everything transfers to start with the bust point. But in this case, I'm transferring it to the side. So what I will now do is, for me to I can just close it, or I slash and close like I did before. But let me just use this method now. Just closing. So as you can see now, this dart value has been transferred to the side. So I'll just get a tape and I'll stick on it and close it totally. Okay, with this now I have closed it totally. So if you notice that it has jogged again, you can still blend it, because that will be a smooth run. So with this now, The next thing to do is for you to attach a paper under this dart. Okay, so I'll just get a gum. I just get a gum. So as you can see now, this is a new dart position. So what you do next is for you to close this dart. You're not closing it permanently, you're closing because you want to like reblend this side seam. If you don't do this and you sew, you notice that the two sides will not come back together. One will be longer while the other one is shorter. So you have to always close and reblend whenever you transfer a dart, like this composed with. Okay, so in my own case, it met back, like it came back together. So what I will do is I will just take my wheel and I'll wheel it out so that I can reflect on the. Okay, now that it has reflected on the, I'll just get my marker and. Okay, so this is the new dart position. So with this now, I can just cut out my pattern. So the neckline, you cut out the new neckline like this, following the curve. Okay, so now this is the front. We are done with the front. We're done with the front pattern. Now we're moving to the back. So the back is something similar to the front. So first and foremost, you have to like eliminate this dart by taking it out from the side. You measure the value and you take it out from the side and you blend it back to the armhole. So as we did for the front, we are going to do the same thing for the back. We came by the side by half centimeters, but here we're not coming down by anything, so we are just continuing it from here down to this new measurement here. So the next thing is we are going to measure the back neck width. The back neck width, that's what we'll do now. Measure it with our tape standing as usual. Okay, here I have 4 centimeters and I'll just write it down. Back 4 centimeters. So when you divide 4 by 3, it gives us 1.3. So from this shoulder side, I'm going to measure in 1.3 centimeters. Okay, the good thing about using centimeters is you can actually work with very little numbers. So now I have noted it down. This is where the neckline is going to start from. So the same thing will be to the back. We are going to do it to the back. We are going to raise the armhole by 0.5 because we don't want our bra to show or our boobs to show. That's the essence of this rule. But in case you want, you can even lower if you want to. So now from this place, now I'm going to measure 0.5 centimeters above here, half of an inch above it, like this. Then you continue this line up here. So you draw a 90-degree, like a straight line first, because whatever curve you're doing, you don't want to start from that exact point. Otherwise, if you start there and you open it up to give you something like a V, which you don't want. So you can use your curve ruler, or you can use your hand, your free hand. Okay, but you have to start with a straight line first. Okay, start with a straight line. Then you can now use either your curve ruler or your free hand, and you now okay. Let me use marker because I want it to look more visible. So I can now use this one here and complete it. So now this is how the back will look like, and the way we tighten the front, we are also going to tighten the back as well. We are going to tighten the back with 1.5 centimeters. So I'm just going to, like, the curvy part, just around the curvy part, I'm just going to mark out 1.5 centimeters, and then I'll now I can decide it to come this way. Okay, then I'll now connect it to nothing. So you see what I did here. So now this is the back tightening here. So with this now, you sew your dart and then you close this one. Okay, I'm going to show you how to go about that. Then meanwhile, for the back here, okay, then we took out half of an inch from the front. We are going to take out half from the side as well. Remember, this is off shoulder. This is sleeveless, doesn't have a sleeve. So once you're making something that doesn't have a sleeve, you have to reduce the ease that you added. Remember when we drafted the pattern, we added 5 centimeters ease, so we are taking part of the ease away, so that our fabric will not have excess at the side. So this is exactly what I have done now. I have taken 0.5 from the back and 0.5 from the front side seam. So pretty much we are done with the pattern. I'm still going to show you how to draft the band. So but let me show you how to cut this first. So first and foremost, okay, I left this line here because I want to show you that you're working with the slanted center back and not the straight center back. So when I draw it with my marker, I will cut it out now. So this is center back, you're working with the slanted one. So I will cut from here. Okay, so with this now, that being done, let me take out some of the paper away. So now you can now close this dart here. Okay, I always like to slash and close. That always makes it easier than all this closing, folding and close. Okay, when you're closing, remember you're taking nothing here, that's why that slashing one is easier. So now I notice that this place is jogging a little bit. I'm just going to reblend it. So the next thing is for me to cut. Okay, I am cutting out. Okay, I've cut. So let me cut the side. Okay, so this is the back pattern piece. In case you don't want to sew this dart, remember you can take it out from the side, you measure the value of this dart, and you take it from here and you connect it to knotting at the bust point. So this is the front and this is the back pattern. So the next thing I want to show you how to draft the band. So the band, you get a sheet of paper and then you draw a straight line. To start with, you draw a straight line like this. That's like your base. The width of this band is going to be 3 centimeters. The width is going to be 3 centimeters. Okay, let me use marker so everything will be visible. 3 centimeters, that's the width. Okay. So you close here up like a box. So we're starting from here. Remember the measurement we took when we are taking the front measurement. We took 6.5, then we took the back as 4 cm. Now the total of that measurement, so we are going to start with the back measurement. The back is 4 cm. You mark it down, and the front is 6.5. You mark it down. Okay, back, front. So at this place now, you are going to, like, draw a straight line up, and then from the ending of this front, now you go up by 1 cm. Okay, now that you've gone up by 1 cm, you take your curve ruler and you connect from this 1 cm here to this where this back and the front meet, almost like halfway. Okay, so from here now, measure back. Remember this is 3 cm. So from here now, you measure back your 3 cm. Okay, you measure back your 2 cm. So from here now, you draw a straight line like this. Straight line, and you go in by 1 cm from this straight line. Okay, and you connect it back. Kind of gives you kind of angle here. So from here, you get your curve ruler and you connect. Okay, so it gives you something like this, straight. Okay, you connect here. From here, you measure back this width here, which is 3. Measure it up. So from here, you go in by 1 cm and you connect it like this. Can you see? Here, from here to here is 1 cm. Then from here now, you connect it. So this is now the band. This is now the band. So from here to measure 1 cm here and you connect. So this side now will be your center back, and here now will be your center front. This center front now, you keep it on a bias, like on the fold area. If you okay, let me cut it and show you what it will look like. Because when you're cutting it, to give you like a bias cutting. The essence of that is, you remember you're sewing it along a curve. So it's not meant to be tight. It's meant to be a bit flexible around your neck. So that's the essence. So I'm just going to like show you what it will look like now. So now this is the center front, and this is the back. So what you do is you place your fabric on fold like this. Then this side that is front, place your fabric on fold like this. This side that is front is the side that you align to the side. Let me get a plain paper because I want you to see what I'm doing. So this side now that is the front, because you are cutting this front on fold, is the side that you will align on the edge like this. So you notice that it's not straight, it's curved. So by the time you cut this, you're going to have a kind of bias cut. And remember, you add your seam allowance, because I've not added a seam allowance to what the pattern. So you add seam allowance and everything, and you sew. So that will be all for halter neck tutorial. So I don't know if my explanation was clear enough, but just in case you have any question, you can drop it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Till next tutorial. Bye. I love you all. Please don't forget to subscribe.